So now that I'm back home in my comfortable bed, I think it's time for a Q&A day, since everybody's been doing this. Where were you born? I was born in Hornsby, on the northern beaches, in New South Wales, Australia, in 1985. What was your first concert? Okay, I could divide that into three categories. My first concert of any type of music was Avril Lavigne in 2003. You can laugh about it. I just had to go to my brother had a spare ticket. The second concert, well, my first rock concert was U2, because U2 rocks more than Avril Lavigne. And then first metal concert was Slayer in Sydney, April 2007. Why do you call yourself the Overland Metalhead? You see, when I was 24, I took a 6-week trip, and all I did was fly around North America. I didn't spend any times on trains, and I hardly spent any time on buses. So the following year, I went overland from London to San Marino without flying. The following year, went from Istanbul to Tehran on a train without any flights. And then 2013, I went from Middlesbrough to Istanbul, also without flying. And in 2015, I went from England to Ireland, and then all the way down to Bulgaria without flying. So I'll always be finding a way to travel without the need of flying. What is like your family life? Okay, well, first of all, my parents, mum's from New Zealand, North Island, dad's from Middlesbrough, Yorkshire, England. I got 2 older brothers, one's 37 this year, other one's 35, and the oldest one, Michael, he's married, he's got 3 kids, he also lives in Sydney. Other brother, Simon, he lives with my mum, and he's also in Western Sydney where my mum lives. My father lives in Cairns, because he's been there for 10 years. My parents split up after 30 years of marriage. It wasn't tough because I was 21 at the time, but it's always tough when parents split up. First country I ever went to, apart from Australia, New Zealand. Yeah, I went to New Zealand so many times when I was young, in my 20s, but to be real honest, America kind of felt like my first real country, because that's where I got my passport stamped, that's where I had to answer some questions, that's where I had to be all strict about it. And so that gave me confidence, saying, alright, that's it, I'm no longer going to any more stupid New Zealand reunions. I'm just going to go to other places. Top 5 countries. Okay, Iran, the Islamic Republic, loves Iran, people are great, don't listen to what the media says. Timor-Leste, they're a new country that have only been around since 2002. They really need you to come over to their country and give the tourist industry a bit of a boost. Papua New Guinea, it's poor and expensive, but then people are really nice, and it's a different part of the world. Number 4, Russia. I spent a whole week traveling overland from Vladivostok to Moscow. So I was on the Trans-Siberian for a whole week. I turned 31, and I crossed the border from Asia to Europe. And number 5, Malaysia. I've been there many times in 5 years. It's a beautiful country. I've been to both the Malaysian Peninsula, Sabah, and Sarawak. You fly the flag British, but you sound Australian. Why is that? Well, my father came from England, so when I was 25, this gave me the opportunity to become a British citizen. Since I became a British citizen in 2011, that's like the only flag, that's like the only country I've got alliance to. Like in Australia, I don't have much left. I don't vote in elections. I don't do the census. I'm not supporting Australia in anything when it comes to sport. But being British, it's a really big thing because let's just say if you came from a country that nobody inspired you, but then you moved to America and you were inspired by Brad Pitt, or you moved to Birmingham and you're inspired by Black Sabbath. Once you become a citizen of those countries, you can say, I have the same citizenship as the people in Black Sabbath, or the same citizenship as Brad Pitt. Why do you have a silver bracelet? To cut a long story short, I've got a medical condition, and this bracelet says cortisone. So if I get really sick, I've got to go to the hospital and have a cortisol injection, or it's called hydrocortisone. So I had to have one last year in September, and this saved my life. So I've got this bracelet from my mom when I was 18. I've been wearing it all my life, apart from times where I've had to take it off at work or I've had to get it repaired. And the cortisone, it tends to fade away after a few years, so you have to get it re-engraved. Do I have a girlfriend? No. Reason being, I've not had a girlfriend in over 10 years. And it's not that I'm after women. Like I am, to be honest with you, I am chasing after women all the time. It's just that I don't physically have the time for relationships. Because, think about it, like, I'm in Birmingham now. Month's time, I gotta go to Iceland, Los Angeles. And then, if I'm in a relationship, she might not be able to come with me. And that would, like, totally suck balls. Okay, why do you travel alone? Reason being, I had 3 friends when I was growing up. When I was 18, I decided that all 4 of us should go to Los Angeles, and they could go to the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and Westwood Memorial Park, and all the tourist attractions. But then, one friend was afraid of flying, another friend had bad opinions on America, and well, the other friend, he went to America before I did. So, kind of like left me out. Like, I have asked people, I've asked my friends, I said, oh, I'm going to go to this country, would you like to come and go with me? And a lot of them say, what do you plan to do in 2017? I am pretty much going to stay in Birmingham for most of the time. I don't really have anything planned out. My main thing I'm going to do is get my B2 US tourist visa so I can go back to Los Angeles and visit the graves of Lemmy, Ronnie James Dio, Jackie Collins, Carrie Fisher, and anybody else who dies within 2017 that was a big part of Paul Balfe of Exodus. He's buried also in California. What was your favorite movies you've seen? Favorite movie would have to be Magic in the Moonlight. I really enjoyed that. It's a good cast. It's even got a Australian named Jackie Weaver. When I was young, the first movie I ever saw was Blinky Bill's Adventure, and then I saw a lot of Disney. Like, I used to go to the movies every school holidays, and I can't even remember every paid movie I've seen. But the worst movie I've seen was 50 Shades of Grey. I just hated it from start to finish. To me, I just saw it as domestic violence. And there were some scenes I just had to close my eyes because I just couldn't bear to watch. And then I went out of the cinema, and the sad thing was I had no erections during the movie. So it didn't turn me on. That's pretty much, I've asked most of people's questions and answers. you got any more, write them down in the comments, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible.